Loops. There may be a situation when you need to execute a block of code several number of times. In general, statements are executed sequentially. The first statement in a function is executed first, followed by the second, and so on. Programming language provides various control structures that allow for more complicated execution paths. A loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statements multiple times. The following is the general form of a loop statement in most of the programming languages. VB.NET provides following types of loops to handle looping requirements: do loop, for next, for each next, while, end while, with, end with, nested loops. Loop type: do loop. It repeats the enclosed block of statements while a Boolean condition is true or until the condition becomes true. It could be terminated at any time with the exit do statement. The syntax for this loop construct is for next. It repeats a group of statements a specified number of times, and a loop index counts the number of loop iterations as the loop executes. The syntax for this loop construct is for each next. It repeats a group of statements for each element in a collection. This loop is used for accessing and manipulating all elements in an array or a VB.NET collection. The syntax for this loop construct is while, end while. It executes a series of statements as long as the given condition is true. The syntax for this loop construct is here, statements may be a single statement or a block of statements. The condition may be any expression, and true is logical true. The loop iterates while the condition is true. With, end with. The syntax for this loop construct is it's not exactly a looping construct. It executes a series of statements that repeatedly refers to a single object or structure. Nested loops. You can use one or more loops inside any other while, for, or do loop. Nested for loop, nested while loop, nested do while loop. Loop control statements: exit statement, continue statement, goto statement. Loop control statements change execution from its normal sequence. When execution leaves a scope, all automatic objects that were created in that scope are destroyed. VB.NET provides the following control statements. Exit statement. The exit statement transfers control from a procedure or block immediately to the statement following the procedure call or the block definition. It terminates the loop, procedure, try block, or the select block from where it is called. If you're using nested loops, that is one loop inside another loop, the exit statement will stop the execution of the innermost loop and start executing the next line of code after the block. The syntax for the exit statement is terminates the loop or select case statement and transfers execution to the statement immediately following the loop or select case. Continue statement. The continue statement causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its condition prior to reiterating. It works somewhat like the exit statement. Instead of forcing termination, it forces the next iteration of the loop to take place, skipping any code in between. For the for next loop, continue statement causes the conditional test and increment portions of the loop to execute. For the while and do while loops, continue statement causes the program control to pass to the conditional tests. The syntax for continue statement is as follows. Causes the loop to skip the remainder of its body and immediately retest its condition prior to reiterating. Goto statement. The goto statement transfers control unconditionally to a specified line in a procedure. The syntax for the goto statement is, it is not advised to use goto statement in your program.